Who can make the sun rise?
Who can make the sun rise?
Can make
Candyman band.
Who can make a mud pie? Attach it to your butt.
I dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculous, excitable grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
What's going on, Hannah? What are you laughing at?
I feel like I sounded really mad when I did the intro. That's what I was laughing at.
I'm going way too broad. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we all?
Hello. Oh, yeah.
We're good.
That was cool.
Thanks.
Ben looked
Thanks.
so
Yeah.
impressed. We're good. We're doing a silly Friday, happy hour edition of WayTooBroad. Erin just woke up from a nap.
Oh, a really good nap, you guys. It was like going great, and then Ben pushed us half an hour later, and then it got even better.
Yeah, I was getting home. I just got home from work.
Yeah.
And it's podcast time right away.
I don't do that.
Welcome home.
You don't do getting home from work.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah. Erin, I want to know if you have watched any of Our Flag Means Death yet.
I want to know. Can you show me if you watched any Flag Means Death yet?
We have been busy.
Yeah, I know what you've been watching. We're going to address that later.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good because I actually went like way out of order because I need to know what we're all drinking. Okay,
Yes.
here's an interesting
Yes.
question. We're messing with the order today. So
Is that a question?
it's a question. The question hasn't come yet. So do we keep the drinks in normal order, or do we do the drinks in the same order that we're doing?
I think we roll in show order.
Okay, show
Here's an
orders.
interesting question. I think that we go in the order of the show.
Did I ask a question or
Here's
not?
a question. Here's a question. We're doing a different order today.
All right, Ben, what are you drinking?
Water, of course. It's happy hour.
Cool.
Right.
Pickle jar
yeah.
in another glass.
No water. No ice. Yes, water.
No ice. I don't do ice. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, you know that.
Chip tooth.
You know why.
Chip tooth. 2 crowns. The whole deal. Root canal.
Erin, who has
The
given
whole
up.
shebang.
Erin's given up. I think it was your turn to go first this week, and you've given it up for reasons
Yeah.
that will become
Yeah.
clear. What are you drinking?
I'm double fisting today. I couldn't decide between 2 beverages, and I thought, why not get one and then bring the other as a backup? And then I just decided, hey, why not drink both at the same time?
Nice.
So I've got this Untitled Art Florida Seltzer, Prickly Pear Guava Hard Seltzer.
Ooh, that
Nice.
sounds
Very
nice.
delicious.
Ooh,
If
very.
you haven't had this Untitled Art Florida Seltzers, they are delicious.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah,
now I
they're
have.
very good.
Yeah.
Now you have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, prickly pear guava. I said that. And it's got a passion fruit concentrate as well in it. I'm also drinking a strawberry ginger cider from Potter's Craft Cider.
Nice.
Because your strawberry fast is over.
Yeah. This was picked up. I didn't Strawberry Fest. This was picked up at Strawberry Fest.
You didn't? I thought that was like a thing. That's just a Sarah thing.
That's like just a Sarah thing.
Wait, what's just
Sarah-
a Sarah thing?
So Sarah, who throws Strawberry Fest, will do a strawberry fast where she won't eat strawberries.
God, I thought I was just mishearing both of you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that's actually what you were both said.
Yeah. That's what we were both said. Yeah, she'll do a strawberry fast where she won't eat strawberries for a good while before Strawberry Fest. There's no set time. The thing is, I would participate, but Molly kept getting strawberries in our CSA, and they were like North Carolina greenhouse strawberries, and I like can't not eat those. But we got sent home from Strawberry Fest with a huge basket of strawberries, and I've been eating them. It's been great this week. Guess what? Not tired of them yet.
I love strawberries. They're my fave.
Whoa.
Probably my fave.
Whoa.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. They're so good. They're so good.
They're the only fruits with the seeds on the outside.
Okay.
Yo.
I have a recommendation.
Which is really stupid. Think about the point of fruit.
I mean, I feel like it makes sense.
Isn't the
sense.
point of fruit to be like protective packaging for seeds?
No, it's to be like energy.
To spread your seed.
Yeah.
To be what?
Spread your seed.
Okay, there's like a couple things. One of them is I think the fruit, the sugar and stuff in the fruit helps fuel the seed's growth. Or people eat them or animals eat them and then poop them out somewhere else and then they grow there. Mm-hmm. So it's not really like padding.
I still wonder why like every other fruit evolved to do it differently.
What about raspberries?
They don't have seeds, do they, on the outside?
I mean, they're like, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, they've got...
if a strawberry is like an embroidered cushion, a raspberry is like a deeply embroidered cushion. That's a bad example. I don't know what it's called. You know those couches that have buttons on them, but they're like deep in a hole? I can't describe it at all. I'm sorry.
Like raspberries are... Wait, I didn't actually realize this. That like
What?
all of the little bulbs of a raspberry they're like pomegranate seeds almost. Mm-hmm. So all of those are like little encasing for seeds.
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
Look at whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Look at this, he says and turns off his camera. Look at that.
Receptacle.
Wow. Oh, a drooplet.
A drooplet?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Have you ever eaten a strawberry or raspberry? That's what it's like.
No, I know that
God.
it's like crunchy because of seeds.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that's like where they were, I guess. I just didn't really thought about it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm about to blow this wide open. Those quote-unquote seeds on the outside of a strawberry are actually the fruits, each of which contain a single seed. The ripe, red, fleshy part that we think of the strawberry fruit is actually a swollen receptacle tissue. Hate that. Ugh. The part of the plant connected to the flower to the stem. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Nothing. So just nothing is what we call it. Like that, we had this with nuts, and now we're gonna do it with fruit. We're just gonna keep doing this with every.
It's a swollen receptacle. What?
Oh my god! If you think about it like, oh my god, think about it like
uterine lining.
Mm-hmm. No,
you said that like uterine lining was really hot.
Hot? I mean, it's like
think about it.
You
if you look at a strawberry on the plant and think about a flower with that like fleshy middle part and the seeds inside, maybe like a sunflower.
Oh,
I feel like
I see what I see.
I feel like it's like that. Yeah.
Wow.
like uterine lining.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not like uterine lining. If anything, regular fruits are more like uterine lining.
I kind of recognize that she wasn't going to get talked out of that, so it's best just to agree and move on.
That's right.
You got it, girl. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Hell
exactly
yeah.
like uterine lining.
Love that.
Okay.
Good connection.
All right. So speaking.
What are you drinking?
Oh, what am I drinking? I'm drinking a Spindrift Spiked. It's the It's pineapple.
Yo.
It's not watermelon. It's the pineapple one, and it's not as bad as I remember it being. So.
Great. Was that your first
A
one?
roaring endorsement.
Yes, it is.
Great. Yeah.
Speaking of mishearing things that only have one vowel different, have either of you watched the I went to the first ever NFT convention video by Ethan is Online?
No.
On YouTube?
No.
I'm going to send the link.
No.
We're not going to watch it now. But I'm going to tell you about it. There are these two YouTubers. I watch both of them. Nick is Not Korean and Ethan is Online. Young dudes, very much like leftists, especially Ethan, very much not a fan of NFTs. So they went quote unquote undercover at the first NFT convention with a product called NFT IRL as their business idea, which is an NFT, but you print it on paper so that you can physically hold it. And also it has an adhesive backing so that you can put it onto anything that you want. And in Ethan's video, he never calls it a sticker, which I think is brilliant. Nick made a video where he also interviewed people and he did call it a sticker, which I think kind of gave away the game. But the other thing they were doing throughout the video, which was so funny as they were interviewing people who were genuinely attending the NFT convention, is they kept on they were talking about the blockchain a lot, obviously, but like every now and then, or sometimes throughout an entire conversation with one person, they would just call it the black chain repeatedly, but they would talk really fast and almost no one ever called them on it in anything that ended up in their videos.
Oh my god.
They would look kind of confused, but then just like move on, and it was very fun. So I'll put the link in the episode notes. I put it in our Slack if you guys want to watch it later. It's
okay, cool.
Very funny to me. Personally.
Love it. Love to rip.
Oh, I haven't checked email. Do we have any emails? Oh, wait. No.
Not any good ones.
No, we don't. Oh, no. Everyone, Google's trying to shut us down again. Our Google Voice number,
again,
774-326-0420, Blaze It, will expire in 30 days. Once again, we need to call on you, our listening audience, to rescue our podcast from the jaws of death. Yes, we're calling on you to call on us. Leave us voicemails, send us text messages. There's never anyone live at the phone number. You are not going to walk into an awkward social situation. We promise you.
We promise. With all our heart.
Hold on, I have to open the window. Como just took a real smelly shit.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Wow, so many emails and none of them are real. That's so sad.
Emails everywhere, and not an email to read.
That's right. All right, let me see. Wow, Ben. That one was real.
I wanted to be discreet, though.
I have an upfront, actually. I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn this weekend.
Oh, you did?
Last weekend. Uh-huh.
Oh, fun.
How do you like it?
I like it pretty well. I haven't, it's kind of intense. Like, I'll eventually find myself being like, I need to stop. Like, okay, the first, seriously intense boss that you fight, which probably is nothing compared to the later ones, but, like, the first time that your dad takes you outside the walls.
Not your dad.
I know, but he is in my heart. And so, I started playing that, and, like, I'd been doing, like, very much a stealth, build.
Hell yeah.
And that one is like really hard to do stealth, because my whole thing is like I like to get above the robots, and then a lot of them are not great with like vertical climbing, so it's like not that hard to kill them from above. I have it also on easy mode, so that helps. But I got killed. That was the first time I got killed, and then I was like, I need to stop this. It's stressing me out too much, and I left it for like the whole night. But then I came back and I did it in one, maybe two tries. And yeah, I've moved the plot along significantly since then, but I've gotten to another point that's kind of stressing me out, which is where like a bunch of spoilers, but like a lot of people get murdered by other people. And
are you in Meridian?
No, I'm on my way to Meridian, but I'm like looking for the lady. And I'm just, the thing is, it is on easy mode, and you can tell like all the robots are like, if you're really, if it's just a random one that you're encountering, you can probably kill it in 3 hits if you need to, 3-4 hits. But it's still just like, sometimes I just get overwhelmed and I just have to stop. But I'm really enjoying the plot. I'm very distracted by all the hairdos. Why would every matriarch have exactly the same white dreadlocks, dreads, even though like some are white and some are Asian and some are black? Like that's very I just keep thinking about it all the time. I can't turn it off.
Do they have like dreadlocks or braids?
There's the matriarchs pretty much all have dreads. Like there's
the matriarchs of the Nora?
Yeah.
Of different tribes.
The Nora.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like part of the thing that it's part of being a matriarch, they have the same hair.
Yeah, I guess so. They're all wigs. You actually have to shave your head to be a matriarch and then they give you wigs. But it's really fun. I do like it a lot. So thanks, Ben.
I've also been continuing to play Furizon Herbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West. It is just simply so fun. I look forward to it every night when I get home from work.
Nice.
My Horizon time. It's just
wow,
such a beautiful world. And also it's kind of fun for me that I didn't play the first one myself. Even though I did watch Kylie play most of it, I don't like have the story like as sort of ingrained in my head as like Kylie does from having actually played through it. So there are times where like I'm kind of learning things, like relearning things, I guess, that were already revealed in the first game and are like known and sort of understood, but I'm like learning them again, and it's still just as exciting because the story is like so cool. I really love the world and the story of that game. It's great. It's good stuff.
I like how you can I know there's not like I don't think I've come across any situations where like I feel like I can really change the direction of the story by my own choices and actions so far. But like you can talk to people quite a bit and you can kind of uncover, like I had some suspicions about some people who showed up in like the town that I was in, and I was able to talk to them as much as I wanted to practically, and like I saw that ambush coming is all I'm gonna say, but like I couldn't do anything about it. But I did see it coming. But I do think probably, I know you didn't play most of the first game, but I think they probably did make some significant quality of life changes to some of the like menus and stuff, because the way that you were describing it all feeling very easy and like not some of the annoying like things you usually run into with these types of games. I have run into some of them. Like there's some inventory management stuff and crafting stuff and like things with the menus that I find really frustrating and confusing sometimes. Like, I always forget how to upgrade my weapons and stuff like that. But perhaps that's just a me thing. I don't know. I do forget stuff.
What are you playing it on?
On this computer that I'm on right now.
On this computer. Yeah.
I'm playing it right now.
Cool. Playing it right now.
All right, should we pop in?
No, I have an upfront.
What's your upfront?
Oh.
Don't even try. I realized last time I didn't give a Boo update.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to give a Boo update on Pod.
Boo
Do it.
Which is that Boo update is that Boo's doing great.
Yay.
Boo's loving his new home. We get videos and pictures all the time of him cuddling with him on the couch and playing and purring. And he like hangs out with Matt all day while he's working. They did have a little bit of a scare where he wasn't eating for a couple days, and like he threw up a little bit, and so they brought him to the vet, and like they were worried. Matt gets really worried that he's like doing something wrong, and I'm like, no, the fact that you're like very worried about him and care for him and like bring him to the vet is like exactly what you should be doing. There's not like you're doing nothing wrong. You're doing great. And he's doing better now, so he's chilling, and we're actually pet sitting this weekend because they're going to a wedding, so I get to see my Uncle Boo again.
Yay.
This weekend.
Is
I'm really excited.
Boo coming over, or are you going over there?
We're going there.
Oh, just spend time.
Wait, are you still planning to come here on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He can do it all, Hannah.
I need your strong...
Yeah, coming to do apparently yard work. I didn't realize I signed up for that initially, but then all of a sudden it was like, it's a yard cleanup.
It was going to be a burn, and then we decided burning was not the way to go, and we want to start like a compost pile instead, so now it's a yard cleanup.
Wait, did you invite Ben and Kylie over to do your yard work?
Yeah, and my parents.
They invited me and Kylie and our parents over to have a thing where they were going to burn stuff in their yard.
Okay.
And I actually looked back at it because when you mentioned doing yard cleanup, you like mentioned it as if it was something we'd already talked about, and I was like, did we talk about doing yard work? And I realized in the initial thing you talked about, Mom did offer to like help you get the piles ready to burn or something. And then I was like, and then it was just weird. It was very weird to me.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Wow.
Because I felt like I was being invited to like a bonfire party, then I realized, and then it turned into I was invited to your yard.
Wow.
Well, no, but
Wow.
no, we're gonna make it fun. It's gonna be fun, and also we have a fire pit.
Oh, cool.
But it's not in the right area of the yard. So part of what I want to do is move it so that we can also have a fire. And all of the yard work is optional.
You're gonna have to move it.
How?
We're gonna move it as a team.
Okay, you say it's optional. How could it be optional?
Because there's gonna be like food inside, and we're like gonna hang out inside also. Like we're also feeding you.
But aren't I gonna feel like the biggest dickhead if you and Ian and Mom are out doing yard work and I'm like, you said it was optional, and I just stay inside and eat your food?
Well, Dad's probably gonna do that, so you and Dad can just like hang out. I would love it. I was kind of expecting that you, Ben, in particular, would be willing to help, since like I have a strong memory of when I first bought our last house and you and Mom came over and immediately started like pulling vines out of the woods behind my house.
Yeah, you had a bittersweet situation.
I had a bittersweet situation, and so it's gonna be like fun. There's gonna be like power tools and like loppers and like all kinds of fun options.
I haven't done that. That's true. I haven't done, because I've been living in an apartment for so long. I haven't done anything like that in a long time. And there is a certain amount of satisfaction to like cutting up big tree branches and shit.
Yeah, I'm expecting that it'll be mainly fun, and when it stops being fun, we can just go inside and have a snack.
She's gonna gamify the whole thing. Well, I didn't know, Ben, that you like doing yard work so much. Next time you're over, you can mow the lawns for me. Ben loves it. Ben loves it, I'll tell Molly. Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, he's gonna love it.
He's gonna love it. Well, that's a great boo update, Ben, and thanks for doing all my yard work for me this weekend.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
I haven't.
Anytime, I love it.
Fucking loves it. I have a friend update. I got my under the desk treadmill, and I'm freaking loving it as much. Not as much as.
Oh, like the proper one?
Yeah, almost as much as Ben loves yard work. I'm loving it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
And much safer, I imagine.
Much safer, and I've got my big monitor and everything. It's
Did
great.
you? And you're not angled to that you would fly directly into the wall now if you fell?
I am. I still am.
But a different wall.
A different wall. Yeah. I would fly right into
Okay.
the closet doors behind me. It is kind of positioned near the top of the stairs, but I don't think that I would fall down the stairs. And now my desk had to push out towards the room because I'm kind of in a loft, right? I'm not closed in a room. And so you can now see the hallway behind me in my video. So I've been using a Google Meet background that's Downton Abbey. Like, it's like I'm outside of Downton Abbey, like I'm on the ground. And so in meetings, and I'm walking. So in meetings, I've been doing that in meetings. And so it just kind of feels natural. And my friend, shout out to Sam, she was like, it's a whole sensory experience.
You should.
That's
Can't
awesome.
you do videos as Zoom backgrounds? You could get you could get like a nice find like a nice like woodland scene.
Yeah.
and,
I like that.
it'd be fun.
Yeah. But it was great. I walked 6.7 miles yesterday on the treadmill while I was working.
Wow. Jeez.
Just-
Wow.
Yeah, just
That's a lot of fucking miles.
and worked a full work day. No problem. I basically, like, this week went into every meeting. I'm like, I got to get these people used to this because this is going to be. So we just got to rip the Band-Aid off. So I'm like, I'm walking during this meeting. Let me know if it bothers you. And one person I checked in on, I'm like, how's it going? And he was like, it's a little distracting. And I was like, yeah, you'll get used to it. That was basically yeah.
I do want to know if it's going to bother me, but I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, I realized early on I'm really not going to change anything, no matter what I hear. Unless it's like, it's making me motion sick. Can you please stop? Or like, I cannot continue with this meeting. And then I'll be like, cool, I'll turn my video off. I don't know what this is. I'm walking here.
Wow, amazing. You'll get used to it.
Get used to it.
So fucking good.
It'll acclimate.
Let me know if it bothers you.
I just want to know. It's good data for me, right? Most people aren't bothered. You're bothered. Yeah, get used to it.
Maybe everyone's bothered and they're just too scared to tell you.
That's very fine by me, honestly, because I, as stated, not really willing to change my behavior on this point.
Because I am walking.
I am walking. I've got the nice Downton Abbey background. What else do you want?
That's amazing. Congratulations on
Thank you.
that.
Thanks.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
I'm fucking happy for you. Well, I don't have any. Oh, I did have an upfront. That's great. Every one of us had an upfront. How nice is that?
Wow.
Wow, that's so nice. So I guess that means it's time to pop into Ben.
All right, Ben. What is it?
What's up, Ben?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
I think it's my new favorite movie.
I'm seeing this tomorrow.
big one.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
It's a big one. Are
In
you?
the theater.
Oh, it's so good.
So no
The movie in
spoilies.
question is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Hooey. Oh boy, what a fucking good movie.
Hell yes.
It's like, I've never experienced a movie that has made me laugh so much and at the same time been like so heart-wrenching and beautiful by the end.
Oh wow.
It's just like, it's so great. So the premise of this movie is that it centers around a Chinese American woman played by Michelle Yeoh, who was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was like the matriarch of the really rich family, I think, right?
She was
think
in.
so, yeah.
I think she was.
Wasn't she in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon though?
Yes, and there's references to it in the movie.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she is in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah, she's really, really great. It also has I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. Kei Kwan, I think. He also goes by Jonathan Kei Kwan, apparently, who was Data in The Goonies. And then apparently like retired from acting in like 2002 and then came back to acting for this movie.
Wow.
And he's so fucking good. He plays her husband. And the premise is basically you learn that alternative realities exist and there's like ways to sort of kind of move between them. And Evelyn, who's the main character's name, ends up getting tied up in trying to save the multiverse. And goddamn, I don't really want to say more.
Good.
And I think we have a lot to talk about with your joint obsession anyway. So I'm going to just stop it here and say it's my favorite movie.
Love it. Do you recommend seeing it in theaters over renting it at home, streaming at home, or no preference?
Can you rent it at home?
I don't know. You tell me. It's your
Or do you
obsession.
mean like
Just in general?
I mean, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think it's really cool to see in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I would say I prefer seeing movies in theaters generally over seeing movies at home, especially ones I really like. So I would prefer to see it in a theater, but I mean, it wouldn't be any worse at home. It's also, there are a lot of things I really like about this movie. One of them is not really a spoiler thing, because a lot of things I liked are spoilers, is that like the special effects, quote unquote special effects that they do, like most of the time it's like flashing lights and like slowing down video. Like it's the kind of thing that like is kind of timeless and like ages really well and doesn't like rely on anything. Like I feel like this movie has very lasting like power or whatever the fuck. Staying power is what I mean.
Yeah.
Staying power. Yeah. Like it'll be, it's going to be a fucking classic. It's great.
Cool. I'm excited to see it.
I think you can only
it's-
see it in theaters. I just checked. FYI.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say if you're debating between waiting until it comes out on streaming and seeing it in theaters earlier, see it in theaters earlier. See it as soon as you can. It's a great movie.
Ben, I'm seeing it tomorrow. What more do you want?
See it now.
I believe it's a
Why are you here?
I believe it's a matinee, even.
Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. But it'd be better
Is
if
a
you're seeing
matinee
it tonight.
before 6?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm seeing a matinee.
Yeah, right?
I'm seeing a matinee.
Would you call a 5 o'clock movie a matinee?
Gosh, I wouldn't. I mean,
I wouldn't either. I feel like before 5, maybe.
yeah.
All right.
4?
Gosh.
4 o'clock matinee.
Yeah.
Man, when's a matinee? Is it regional, do we think?
Is it seasonal, do we think?
Did you just Google when's a matinee?
When's a matinee? An afternoon
Is it like
performance.
before an afternoon? If you call it the afternoon, then it's a matinee. Even if you come out and it's dark. That's what I think.
Between 9 a.m.
Yeah,
and
well, it's certainly about where it starts, not when it ends.
Yeah.
Manatee.
Yeah.
Do you call 5 o'clock the afternoon, or do you call it the early evening?
I might call it the early evening if I were fucking old.
Oh, she fucking roasted me, dude.
Yeah.
What the
I'd
hell?
call it early
Get
evening.
wrecked.
I think I would too.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a matinee. It's like a 3:45.
That's a manatee for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a manatee.
That's amore. Well, exciting.
Exciting.
I'm excited for you. Let me know how you like it.
I was just saying to Ian that I would like to go see a movie in a theater again at some point. We truly have not since
That's
2019.
a good one.
Okay. I'll try to get it on the calendar.
Speaking of watching Ben's Obsession.
Yes. Hold on. Before we start with this,
Oh, yeah.
I have to go warn Kylie because she did come home.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Close your door.
And she has not. She's only seen the first
Have her
episode.
put in earplugs. Yes, and
Well,
this
you
is
can-
good. As Ben
Weird.
is going to warn Kylie, this is us warning you. We are about to talk about Severance. And we are going to have all the spoilers. So if you not have seen Severance, I want you to turn this off and
Yes,
then come
please.
back after you've watched it, because trust me, after you've seen it, you're gonna want to like be a fourth wheel, a silent wheel in the conversation where we talk about Severance, because you're just gonna
All right,
want
I'm back.
all that shit. What did Kylie say?
You're
I'm
gonna
back.
wish that you hadn't heard.
I closed the
spoilers
door.
Tuesday.
I'm going to try to not talk too loud.
Okay.
So I'll get closer to the microphone because I don't want to accidentally spoil things for Kylie.
Great.
Okay.
Cool.
Erin, you don't have to talk quieter because
No.
yeah, she
And
can't.
you don't have to either, right?
Right, that's right.
Yeah. All right.
That's
cool.
right. Ian has seen it. Yes, and like adding on to what Erin said about like, please stop listening to this if you haven't seen Severance. Also, if you haven't seen Severance, please watch it. I want to like super reinforce what Ben said about it last week. I honestly think it's maybe a perfect season of television. Like I can't think of one episode that was weak, and the finale was incredible.
Yeah.
So like, please
Preach.
watch it. Like, I'm not usually a person who cares about spoilers, and I've often stayed when the people on podcasts tell me to stop listening to something if I haven't seen the thing. But like, don't be like me. Like, please both stop listening to this and go watch Severance instead.
Yeah. I feel like I've never wanted to binge watch a season more, like back to back to back to back, but our schedule was such that we couldn't, and I feel like that the spoilies are just like, you don't want to spoil yourself because like the intrigue of the show is so intense, and then the payoffs that we've gotten so far are so rewarding. There's not been anything that you're like, oh really? It's always been it's always just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So last call,
And
get off the ride, man.
it's a pretty quick watch. The episodes, not even all of them are an hour long. It's
45
only 9
minutes.
episodes. And also, I forgot what the last thing was I was going to say, but just watch it.
Just watch it.
Please,
Okay.
I beg.
All right.
That's
if you've
enough
come this far,
warnings.
you've watched Severance. Congratulations.
Congrats. So this is Erin's and my joint obsession, obviously.
Yeah.
We both finished it last night.
Yeah. Hannah, what'd you think? Take it away. Kick us away.
It goes away. I obviously fucking loved it. Okay, so here's the thing. There were like many points where the setting of the severed floor reminded me like an uncomfortable amount. Actually, not even just the setting. Like some of the elements of the culture reminded me a lot of my last job.
Oh no.
God.
Do you remember when Ben was like, oh yeah, they severed, so the work and home are separate, and then I was like, I think I got that. Like that. I still feel that way. I still feel like the show on some degree on some level is about like just the experience of working in a corporate environment that where like it's so relatable, even though it is so extreme and dark and creepy and like all those things. Like I still at many moments was like, yeah, like if you were a corporation or a boss and you had a worker that was a worker 100% and did not have a home life, like it would get culty so quick. It just would. Like they don't even sleep, right? Like, there's elements of that like company culture to the nth degree is a cult.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, when it's the only culture.
Yeah, when it's the only culture you're experiencing.
You can't spell culture
That was
without
interesting.
cult.
They knew what movies were.
That's right. That's deep.
I thought it was interesting. The severed workers knew what movies were and mentioned film.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know movies?
Well,
are?
it seems like they could curate it because, like, I thought they did a great job with that because the opening test was like name any state, and they could immediately name a state. So it's like obviously,
yeah, that's true. They have like some knowledge of the outside world.
That was such a good touchstone for me. That was such a good opening scene in general. But it's like, try to remember or guess the color of your mother's eyes. Like that was like so, man, that hit so much. And I kept coming back to like, okay, they know the states. As I would wonder the same thing of like, why do they know that? So brilliant. I thought that was like a brilliant opening for that reason.
I couldn't believe that, like, how much paid off in the finale. Like, things I didn't even expect to have a payoff. Like, with Irving and his, like, nightmares about black paint or black, sludge. I thought that was just, like, a weird thing that was happening to him. I didn't know we were going to get, like, an explanation for why he was dozing off. Like,
I told Molly, I was like, he's a painter. His Audi's a painter. Like, when he had
you
that
did?
Oh.
Yeah. Because he also had that thing where he looked at his fingernails. He had black under his fingernails one day.
That's not how I understood why he was having those visions, or why he was having those things when he was dozing. I thought that it was because the thing he was painting was a thing from the severed floor.
Yeah,
it was the like room that Miss Casey went off
Which
to.
is a remaining mystery.
Yes,
certainly.
What is it called? Do you remember?
No,
it's like
it
the
had
research
a name.
floor
It was like
or something.
It was like it's like the testing room or research floor or something like that. And so I thought the visions he had while at work was like a result of some shit they did on the research floor, and the paintings he made as an Audi were like again a result of like something they did to him in the research floor, but it was lodged in his brain. I thought they were like both kind of symptoms of the same thing, not necessarily that he like was remembering being a painter. Well, and that's why he saw
it was
like sludge in the
paint.
office.
I think that definitely was paint. I think it's all kind of related to that, and I think that. If you haven't been on the subreddit, it's great. And they did an AMA with the creator. That was very rewarding. But I was wondering if that's not Irving's first innie. And then there was some good fan theory about that, tying back to like they were released, he obviously was in the war. And, that might be the explanation of like why he's trying to look up other people on the severed floor. Older people on the severed floor, and that war card from the O&D room, right? There's like that little war placard. Like obviously that they're using this tech for like war, right? Like that would.
I didn't see that. A war placard?
No, it was like that battle. It was like the one that
Oh, the thing that he stole. That Dylan stole.
Dylan stole. I think so.
You think they're using this technology for
soldiers,
for military
stuff?
Oh, totally. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Because I know there were
How did you
also
get that? Because wasn't the thing that was depicted there a war like between two departments?
It was, but I feel like it would make a lot of sense for a company to use this technology for war. Like we already know we've been, and we might see that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. What I got from that was that it was just an example of like how they're manipulating all the departments to like
it's possible
to keep them away from each other.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Because it was like the same painting with swapped colored cards.
Yeah, but I thought you were talking about the card that Dylan stole that had the like. It was like a tactical.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was.
Move
Yeah,
of some
I forgot about
kind.
that.
yeah.
I thought you meant the painting. Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
I see. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's right. And then that's the thing that Milchick woke him up
Yeah.
for.
Yes, which was a huge fucking reveal, just casually dropped in that the override thing
Yep.
obviously became important.
Yeah, and then there were
That
different
makes
options.
so much sense. I had no fucking idea what the deal with that card was. I had no theories about that.
I saw that from the subreddit.
That makes a lot of sense
Saw
that
that
it's
from
like
subreddit.
okay.
But it definitely was an explanation for why Irving does that thing where he dozes off. Like even if the black paint is not because of the paintings, but because of whatever is causing him to do the paintings, like he's definitely not sleeping at night. Like his Audi is not. He's just painting all night.
Yeah, and there's obviously like leaking happening between his Audi and Zinni because the thing he's painting is the thing only Zinni would have seen.
Right. Man. Okay, can we give a huge shout out to that amazing queer romance subplot between
Big shout out.
Bert and Irving?
Between two old gay men.
So
gay men.
cute.
Just beautiful, tender. Just when they first like ran into each other in the hall, we were like, "Oh, it's so sweet," and I was like, "I think this feels like a romance to me," and I was like, "There's no way," and then it was,
and it was so nice.
Yeah.
Erin, if you liked that feeling,
like, the fact
you should watch
that,
our
like,
Flag Beans Death.
I've been busy watching Severance.
Yeah, honestly.
I know.
Like the fact that Irving was like such a company man at the beginning, and then like by the last couple episodes, there's like I don't like what they're doing to Bert.
Yeah,
and like totally flips is so sweet.
I loved that too because it just like how you saw them like each character got such a really compelling reason to turn against the company.
Yes,
was so good.
What do you think about the break room and the sounds that they all hear when they've been in the break room for too long? Like Helly heard an old man like singing or grumbling or something, and that's probably James. I'm thinking, and then we met James, and then also
we didn't mention that there's a James in the show.
We should have done that in the pre-spoiler section.
My
Crap.
God. Maybe. Oh my God. Maybe the creator is a fan of NameYourselfJam.com.
Oh my goodness. We
you
need to
imagine?
ask for some royalties, and then.
Name your worst character, Jame.com.
And then I'm really unsure about his name. Dylan hearing a baby crying, and then you find out he has potentially 3 children.
Oh, yeah, it's like all connections to their Audis.
Oh.
Wow, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that either.
The break room's weird.
Holy shit.
Oh my
Does
God.
Mark have a thing that he hears?
I don't think we've really seen him in the break room.
Yeah.
Like we've heard a recording
We
of
saw
it.
him. Yeah, well, we saw him. We didn't actually see him in there, but we saw him go there with Grainer when Helly tried to escape in the first episode.
And, and
Or
Miss,
second
and Miss
episode,
Casey was coming out. Huge fucking twist about Miss Casey. I'll tell you what. You knew it was going to be something because you're seeing the scene with Mark slowly taping the photo, and they are not showing her face, and so you're like, we're gonna know her. I was like, we're gonna know
and
her.
And also, they fucking. Did you notice when Miss Cobell stole the candle from his basement?
It was
and
in
then
the.
she had it in the fucking wellness room
Yeah.
for his wellness check.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I know.
What's her whole deal?
I know.
don't know,
We don't know.
She's like obsessed with the Egans.
Yeah.
But like nobody seems to know that she lives next to Mark. No one else seems to know that, and that she like monitors him outside of work. What the fuck is going on?
And then she
there?
like kind of cares for him because she was like, "Get out of there, Mark." But yeah.
Yeah, like she seemed to like have a connection to Gemma.
Yes.
I thought, it seemed
Yeah. Yes. So that he's taping her picture together, and I'm like, we're gonna know her, but who could she be? Like, I'm racking my
I
brain.
was like, is it Helly?
like. Yeah. I had no
But then I was like, it couldn't be Helly. They tied up all these ends because it couldn't be Helly because Audi Mark almost hit Audi Helly with his car on day one. I'm like, they tied that up. It's not her. And then as soon as it was like a split second before the reveal, I was like, it's not Miss Casey. Because earlier in that episode, they had Miss Cobell talking to Mark had referenced him as a part-time innie in reference to her, insinuating that she was a full-time innie. And I was like,
oh.
No, I think it was the other way around. I think she was saying that Miss Casey was a part-time innie.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait. I misunderstood that.
Yeah.
What part-time innie meant. I thought it meant fucking A. Wait.
Miss Casey
hold
lives
on.
there.
This changes the whole game.
Yes.
This changes the whole game.
Yes.
I thought that meant... I thought it meant someone who, like, normally when they came to Lumen on a given day was, like, it worked in a normal spot and then had to work on the severed floor sometimes as an innie. What the fuck?
Wait, hold on. What does it mean? I just thought it meant they didn't work 40 hours a week, but they were an innie.
No, I think it means in your life, you're only a part-time innie. It was like you and the other part-time innies might not understand, blah, blah, blah. Referencing, like, in a conversation where they were talking about Miss Casey being in the break room. I, like, strongly understood that as, like, Miss Casey is a full-time innie.
I think you're right. Especially because part of the thing on the map, I think, was that PD said people live there.
Yeah, PD said that to Mark also.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right. But that's weird that she would say that to him, right? Because they're not supposed to know that there are people that don't get to go home. What do you think?
I don't think it matters.
Maybe she slipped. Maybe she slipped. I don't know. She was.
Or it doesn't matter, right? Because they don't remember that when they're.
What are they going to do with that information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where they fucked up. Really was like they thought that severing them from their memories would make them like docile, and so they didn't give like they being the corporation like didn't give enough sort of like supervision to the whole fucking floor,
right?
Like because once they were down one guy, it was like fucking chaos, and then they fired the other one, and like there was one guy holding down that whole floor, and like there's a lot of people. We didn't see a lot of them, but there's a lot of people on that floor. Like he was running all. He was like. That was I think a really interesting and good way to explain like how they were getting away with so much. Like even after they like it's like one of those things about like oh, didn't she say that like if like the best way to control someone is to make them think that they're
free, make them feel they're free or something.
Oh, that's what she said. But so that's not really related to what I'm saying. But like they basically made them feel like there was absolutely no way that they could get out, and they were always being watched. But
right,
yeah, right.
But they had to realize they'd come to realize over the course of the season that they couldn't watch them all the time.
What was really fun for me,
the Panopticon.
What's really fun for me in rewatching it, and I'm going to say this part quietly.
Okay,
is like something Kylie keeps saying as we're watching is like. How is it possible that Mr. Milchick is always watching them? Like, why is he always with this department? And me, having seen the finale, is like, because it's fucking Helena Egan. Like, because it's like, that's why he's taking all the weird pictures that they showed at that event at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's why they're paying so much attention to this department in particular, is because it's like a big publicity fucking thing.
Because the photos thing was so weird the whole time. And then like the way it paid off.
I was like, why the fuck is he doing that?
Yeah.
Who is that for?
That was so good. That's so good when something that you think is just kind of building...
Like set dressing.
Yeah, right. Like building this unnerving feeling is actually critical to the plot. Love that. And I thought like, something that was so interesting, I dreamt so much about this show the whole week. But something I loved thinking about was like, I've never thought about it before, is like this introduces like a whole new dimension to like morality of like, maybe we said this on the Marco Polo, but like about like Helly's Audi being like, you're not a person, I don't care about you, like that.
God,
I'm like,
that's brutal.
I know, I'm like, that's crazy, right? That's like it's like Severance is immoral to yourself. Right? Like you're being immoral to yourself as a person.
You are enslaving yourself.
Which is
or like half of yourself.
Crazy.
Which is like a commentary on like 5 different things at once, like capitalism, slavery, like also like just generally like work culture, because like we're like the reason that I would not consider being severed, like along with all these moral things, is that I don't only work at work. Like I as I've said before, I don't work, but I do, you know, like I also like have a lunch break and like make appointments for my pets and like. Yeah, like you have like social touch points and things to do that are not just your job throughout your entire day. In a lot of, I mean, especially in an office environment like that, like you would absolutely lose your mind if the only thing that you did was work, and that's like,
yeah,
and so that's why I'd never do it. But you're like signing yourself up for that because you won't remember it, which is just fascinating,
Also, how interesting is it that they are hiding what's actually in the files that they're quote unquote refining from the people who can't even communicate that to anyone in the outside world to begin with.
Well, it makes you wonder about like that's still a huge mystery. Like, what are they actually doing in a meta way, right? Like is they're not doing work? Like maybe it's like brain shit. Like maybe they're collecting data because it's like their emotional response to whatever this macro data is.
I suppose you could also argue that it just isn't an effort to keep them from learning things about the outside world, that they have to like encrypt files that have to do with things from the outside world, but it feels more sinister than that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's definitely. I feel like
my initial suspicion was that it was just like nothing, and they were just doing research on them as people.
I kind of was wondering that too,
but like,
especially when you go to when they went to O&D and they were just like 3D. By the way, we have I forgot to mention this. You know when they go in O&D and they reveal like the 3D printers?
Yeah.
We have those exact 3D printers.
Oh, cool.
Like instantly recognized. they're just like 3D printing random shit.
Yeah.
That's
It does seem like it's kind of like a weird experiment.
But the fact that Helly R was actually able to learn how to do it and actually was scared by the numbers.
By them.
And also, like, the way that the files rotate and the way that everyone was so tense about actually making their quarterly, like, thing, including the boss, right? Like, she didn't seem like she was doing that
that's
to
true,
keep them busy. She seemed like she was truly stressed and truly relieved.
The board really wanted that.
Yeah, and the board wanted it, too. So
I feel like it's got to be like...
I'm wrong about that.
Some... Right, like it's got to be something that, like, is, like, refining the tech or like giving them data on the actual implant or something. Like that's kind of how I feel. Also, and I got this from the subreddit, just thinking about the tech, right? Like we're seeing such a small piece of it, and I feel like this is probably really huge. Because think about fucking Helly's dad, the famous Jamie Egan, who said to her in the bathroom, "You will be by my side at my revolving." Okay, what the fuck does that mean?
I forgot about that.
I feel like it's going to be some like Get Out type shit. Like they're absolutely using this tech to like for like immortality. Like I wonder if the board is like the whole creepy Egan crew, like from the Wax Museum, like whose consciousness
totally
lives
is.
on somehow in some freaky deaky tech way.
Fuck, that's totally true.
Yeah, but it is more than that, more than the immortality thing for just that family, because that other thing that was incredibly unsettling about that conversation was when he was talking about how everyone is going to be, he wants everyone in the world to be severed.
Yeah.
And also like that plus this overtime contingent where they can just flip them at will. Sure, it's complicated now, but does it have to be that way? Like,
well, did you see how many options there were? Did you see how many options there were as well?
Yeah.
What do those do?
Well, and also we saw the example of the senator's wife who severed for childbirth.
Right.
Yeah, it's not location based, and I think that they really misled all of their employees about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think the code detectors are ridiculous. I don't think that technology could ever exist. But we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let that one go.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I was willing to suspend my disbelief for that, but
same.
I agree it doesn't really make any sense.
Same.
Well, okay. What does the subreddit think about
As the spokesperson for the subreddit,
I read like two threads. I don't. Maybe it was covered.
What do you all or the subreddit think about Miss Cobell? Do we think that she is definitely bad, or do we think that she is potentially redeemable?
Complex. She didn't steal the baby. I knew she didn't steal the baby.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, why would she?
Yeah, she had no reason to do that.
She never
That
was
would've been-
like.
She's not
She never
dumb.
did anything that was like. Yeah, she's not dumb, and she's also like. I don't know. Like she never did anything that was like actively gonna harm.
I
she
honestly feel like
I just got a great theory, you guys.
Okay.
go.
Okay,
go,
that wouldn't
go.
make sense. Never mind.
Okay.
I just had a theory that she's Gemma's mom, and like
I thought about that in the middle, but then I was like, Mark would know her.
Yeah, Mark would know her. But
yeah.
unless they were
But,
estranged.
But when she stole the candle, I was like,
Yes.
is she Gemma's mom?
Well, no, and the way that she used the candle by giving it to Gemma and putting them in a room together
what the fuck,
did feel
dude?
like, at the very least, whether it
That
was,
to me feels like it lends credence to the experimentation thing.
she was. I mean, but that was not like that was. She was like going rogue.
That was on her own. You're right.
Yeah.
That was like her
And
own thing.
Milchek said to her, "They're not going to remember each other, right?" Like, and she
It was like she was
screwing
trying to
up.
get them to.
Okay, all right. What if?
Yeah.
What if she? What if?
What the fuck?
Colbert? What's her?
Cobell.
Colbert. What if she is Gemma's estranged mom? Okay, bear with me. What if Gemma did die? Oh, what if Gemma did die in a car accident and they took her body and were able to bring her back to life through Severance?
What if she's in a coma when she's not severed or something?
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. And back in, because also she was like, I've lived like this many hours. It was like 100 hours. And most of them are in 30-minute chunks in this room. So I think she's offline. Yes, Hannah, when she's not there with them.
Well,
Actually,
but
that
she wouldn't
that
know
was the part of the
difference.
conversation that made me feel like the part-time anything meant something different. Meant that they were just out in the outside world most of the time.
No, but then she goes down.
because it was like,
She does
no, I
go
know.
back.
I think you're right. It's just I'm realizing I interpreted that wrong. That's I think, but I'm remembering now. That's the part where because I remember being confused what Miss Cobell meant in the conversation, and then when we got to that part, I was like, oh, it means that like she's barely ever down here.
She's barely
But
ever
I think you're right. That's
here.
not what it means.
All right.
Yep.
That's my theory. She's the estranged daughter of Miss Cobell, and she did die.
Okay, did you guys notice that the town is named Kier and the state is not a state that exists? It's like PE or something.
Oh.
Oh, did they have a state abbreviation?
Yeah, in
The map.
Egan, the painter guy in his
Irving.
mail, you could
Irving.
see the Irving. You could see his address, and it was in Kier,
okay.
PE.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Another thing, and also another little detail that I've seen pointed out is when Cobell goes and like destroys her shrine thing. One of the thing that she like clutches onto is like a feeding/breathing tube that has the name Charlotte
Yeah.
on it with her last name Cobell, which people theorize is her mother. Who she mentioned like twice during the season, but she told like conflicting information about her, I
Lied in
think.
one of those times.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said one she was an atheist, one she was a Catholic.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I did not catch that.
And
Maybe she had two moms. One was an atheist, one was a Catholic.
Oh, the doctor was the mother, Hannah.
The doctor was a woman. Can you believe it?
anyway, that is kind of the genesis for this theory that I have seen like sort of bandied about, where maybe she is actually out like playing a long game out for revenge against Lumen. Because there was something.
But that shrine was like to the Egans.
Well, let me tell you more. There is a supplemental like book that's out, like an ebook. It's called the Something Letters, and it's like a thread of emails. And in the emails, they're basically like leaked information from a severed person who was able to bypass the code detectors and bring herself messages from downstairs. And tried to leak them to the press, but then it got shut down by like someone who was connected to Lumen in the like news area, right? But one of those emails or something in I haven't read it, I just heard about this, but like something in there also mentions that they had like a lawsuit in the past for faulty like feeding tubes or breathing tubes or whatever, and so there was like some speculation that maybe like that caused her mother's like death or something, and so now but it doesn't explain the shrine and all of the like she looks very devout and culty throughout the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I kind of my vibe from her was like that. She was like genuinely brainwashed by like worship for the Egans, and like.
But how and
Her driving force in all of this was to like serve Lumen as best she could.
it's also interesting because there hasn't been much indication outside of the severed floor that there's this like worshipfulness of these people in like the non-severed
Except
world.
for the giant portrait on the
Except for that.
of him in the building.
But we haven't also seen a ton of the world out there, and there could be a certain degree of, especially in other things that they own. Like she went to Myrtle Egan, like that's where she went to school, was like at like a school that was named after Myrtle Egan, like
and Pips is named after an Egan, the bar and grill.
The town
Like, who
is named
knows?
Here.
Yep. So it could be that this cult if there's like something like a cult, it exists even outside of that floor, which is interesting. I thought the waffle party reveal was so
speaking of
fucking
cult,
funny.
Oh my
I
god!
was gonna say, what the fuck was that?
I just
Was that what it is every time?
I just feel like this is another way the show is so masterful because they showed us so many parties, and so we thought like they showed us a lot
Just
of
like
parties.
the chick rolling in a cart.
Yeah,
Parties named after food.
yes, and so we knew what the waffle party was going to be, and it was the polar opposite of what.
That's why I was like, when they were talking about staying after hours for the waffle party, I was like, why would they need to do that? Like, they bring the food in on a cart. Like, no, sir.
No. I was like, why is only one person staying for the waffle party?
It was so weird.
I was so fucked.
That was so
yeah.
funny.
It was. I thought it was beautiful, and another just moment of like great writing and like tender writing. How what the fuck is his name? Devin's husband, Mark's brother-in-law, Rickon. That Mark did read Rickon's book, but it was his that
like,
thread
changed his
was
life.
so great.
And was able to
Rickon
meet
thought
him
he was
in
being
person.
so sarcastic about it, and he was like, "Your book changed my life."
Yes.
That was so good. That whole party was amazing.
Yeah.
And the Helena thing, I know people had that speculation about Helly. I was not there with them. I had no idea.
Oh my god! When that was revealed, I was like, jaw on the fucking floor, man. That was so.
Another thing a couple things that made me scream in the finale, that reveal. Another one was when Mark was talking to Miss Cobell, and he almost got out of it without saying her name, and then he fucking did, and I screamed.
Oh my god!
We screamed.
And then
we screamed.
Oh my god!
Thanks, Miss Cobell.
Oh no!
We were like, no, shit.
And then another one was the way it ended when he screamed "She's alive" and then went to black, and I screamed "Fuck you" at the TV because I was so mad that that was the end.
Well, it's better than the alternative where he like doesn't get to say that.
Yeah.
What a fucking finale!
What a finale!
Yeah.
Never seen a
How
better
great!
one. I don't think.
How great is Devin as an actress and as a character?
Yeah.
Fucking loved
She's
her.
great. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she was so. I mean, she handled that situation really well. I think.
Yeah.
Like she
was
really just took it
immediately,
on. She understood
like,
the urgency.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She ruled. I love that.
Great sister, great actress, great person, great mother.
And a great show dynamic because you, as a viewer, have watched so many cases where you're rooting for the person and you're like, man, they're going to have to explain themselves. They're going to have to like have this whole battle to be understood. And then that's like just not what happened. It was like relief as a viewer as well.
Yeah.
It was like because they knew each other so well as siblings, like she could tell that it wasn't actually, you know. Him.
Yeah.
And they really did. They laid a lot of groundwork for that because she was very present in his life.
Yeah.
All the time. And okay. And what do we think about Heliar's speech at the party? Because I don't think it's going to make a lick of difference, honestly. I think they're going to be able to, because it's not like that was being televised or anything.
Nah, probably not.
Colin, I don't know. I loved her reciting the break room apology in the mirror to herself.
Yes.
Like that hit for me.
Great scene.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Oh, so good. Just every bit of it was
What
so
do we
good.
think about Dr. Lady who bypassed Petey's chip and apparently seemed to have created the
She's
chip or
fucking
whatever?
badass.
Yeah.
We didn't really get much more from her past like about 2/3 in the season
Yeah,
or
so
so.
she's coming back. I hope that
sure.
the show, my hope for season 2 is that it picks up exactly fucking where we left off.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
That's my hope.
Me too. Yeah.
Which I did like that about
resolved-
most of the episodes, that they just picked right up.
They resolved a lot of stuff, but they also left a lot of really intriguing and exciting
So
questions.
much. So many
Yeah, I don't think it
questions.
wasn't like there were a lot of cliffhangers, but it didn't feel like
Cheap.
cheap.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel like it was relying on cliffhangers to like get me to watch the next episode because there were just so many things I wanted to
Well,
know.
and a lot of them weren't cliffhangers per se. It wasn't like, oh, the episode ended before he revealed her face. It was like it revealed her
Yeah,
face and then
yeah.
it ended. So it was less of a
Yeah, and then
cliffhanger.
it's like, oh, what are the ramifications of this going
exactly.
to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like so
Yeah.
much more.
They did that a lot, actually. Like, even like if they weren't as direct as that, like as I was like obsessively researching this today, I through Google, not Reddit, unfortunately. so
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know
the
why
Reddit
you didn't
expert.
go immediately to the subreddit. That's the place to be.
But as I was researching it, I saw a lot of sort of think pieces and theories and stuff that were put out at the end of episode 8, like before 9 came out, that were about Helly being either a member of the board or an Egan or stuff like that, because they showed her dressed up and at an event. And I do think I got from that she probably was at the founders of, or the event at the place.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed that she was an Egan personally. Never. But
Not in a million
I knew
years.
she was an asshole for sure. That was so...
Did they say did they say the name Helena before that episode?
no.
No.
Okay.
That was so surprising to me. Like, that was another way they, like, absolutely subverted my expectations. Like, when she filmed herself, was threatening to cut off her fingers and filmed a resignation, I was like, they're not delivering those resignations.
Yeah,
But
me
then
too.
for her to have the video from her
Fucking
outie,
A.
I was like, what? I'm like... it like threw me off of like everything that I was like, oh, it could be this, or like she's just got to
Especially
get a
'cause, like,
message
I
to her
don't feel
outie,
like-
and I was like,
Like I don't feel like Mark would have said that to his Innie in a
oh
video.
no, oh
No,
yeah,
not like that.
I mean, that like really planted the seed. Like something is going the fuck on here, and like what could it be? Like how could you know
I also-
that yourself is so miserable and not fucking care?
Yeah.
Like actively be hostile.
Yeah. I felt like I was really interested by, especially early in the season, like Mark's defensiveness about people thinking Severance was immoral.
Yeah.
I wonder if that just came from the fact that he chose to do it himself, and so like he was just like getting defensive because of that, or if he like actually still believes in it. I mean, I think at this point he doesn't, but
Yeah, he definitely doesn't.
I don't know.
anymore.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know, but like at the beginning, I was like, where exactly is this coming from? Like, is it just kind of like childish defensiveness because you don't want to actually deal with the grief you're having, and so you're like lashing out because this is how you chose to deal with it, and you feel like people are attacking you because of that? Or is there like, was there more of a belief at the beginning in the actual
Well,
idea?
I mean, I think he did think it was helping him, for one thing. I absolutely don't think it was, but I think he did think it was. But also, I think like it's very human to be like fiercely defensive about irreversible decisions that you've made, like regardless of whether they were good or not. Like maybe if you're being honest with yourself, you could look back at a decision that you made, like getting severed, and be like, that was a bad decision and it was immoral and I shouldn't have done that. But like, how often do we actually admit those things to ourselves, let alone other people? You know?
Yeah.
Like, so I think it was like, once you're dug that deep in, like it feels much more harmful to not defend it, I think. I don't know. Like, and the activism was pretty aggressive in general around, like it was very present. So I don't know.
Another reason I would never get severed, for the reasons are in addition to the reason you cited, is like you cannot trust a corporation to not be doing evil shit with your Innie.
Yeah, no.
Plain and simple. There is not
I
a
was trying to
corporation
think-
on the face of the earth that I would be like, oh, this is probably fine. I'm probably just going to go and do my coding and then come right back up and an endless weekend. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many times watching this that I would turn to Ian and be like, if they ever were to do this, they would have to give you a way to communicate with your innie, and for your innie to communicate with you, and they would have to give your and they would have to give your family and friends a way to communicate with your innie, and the way you make this moral is this, this, and this. And then I would just like get to the end of that statement and be like, but I would still never do it. And actually, you never could, because you would still have to be believing what they were going to tell you about all the things they were going to let your innie do, and vice versa.
Well, you if you just keep listening to things you need to make it moral, you get to the point of like the only way to make it moral is to not do it.
Right.
It's just like, and like the childbirth thing, like being severed during childbirth was so fucked also to think about. It's like it keeps getting fucked in new dimensions, right? I'm like, oh, that's smart. My initial reaction to hearing about
Me too,
Severance,
actually.
it's like, oh, that's so smart. But then you immediately think about the next thing, and then you're like, what the consequence of that is that you're subjecting a human being to suddenly coming to consciousness and having to birth a child with no context. I mean, that's that's so fucked. That's so fucked.
Yeah.
Even though it's yourself, it's not moral.
I mean, this is
crazy. Like that's a crazy statement, right?
As far as work goes, like, okay, so a lot of people are like, they don't want to do a corporate job because they feel like it'll be soul sucking, right? And like, this is like, instead of hearing that as a corporation and being like, we should make our place a genuinely good place to work at, or instead of a person hearing that and being like, I should go find something I'm really passionate about to do, it's like, this is like the ultra capitalistic, like super technology solution to that problem that like truly doesn't solve the problem and causes a lot of worse problems. And it's very analogous to so many things that that like technology companies are doing right now, like trying to get us to go to space instead of fixing the planet. Like it's like it's
or digging tunnels instead of building out public transit.
Elon Musk sucks for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
He would invent Severance in a heartbeat if he could.
Oh my fucking god, are you kidding?
He would what?
Doesn't he already have? Doesn't he have a company that does?
He would invent Severance.
Oh yeah. He does. Yeah. He has chips like that he's implanted
Neuralink?
in
Neuralink.
Yeah. They do implantable brain machine interfaces.
Yeah. He probably already is. He probably is going to sue the creator of Severance for copyright infringement, honestly. In the subreddit, I learned two interesting things. Number one, that they have enough material for 3 to 6 seasons of Severance.
Nice.
And like they currently have enough material for that.
Nice.
And they had to write so much of the You Could Be, or whatever that book is called. And everyone on Reddit was imploring that, like, they had to write a lot of that because they read so much of it. Bullies, bull lies. That, and Reddit was like, publish it. And so he was like, I wasn't thinking about it, but now that I see so many people would be interested in it, I'm going to take a look into possibly publishing that.
Nice.
So we might be able to read that book.
Oh my god, I just want the next season like immediately. I don't know what
I know.
to do with myself.
I need Severance to get through the time between.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's honestly so fucked up that it's not already out.
It's so fucked up.
It's like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing?
The most biting social commentary of the whole show is that the second season is not out yet.
Yeah. Right. 4 stars for that reason. Would have been 5. You could have just had the next season.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Guys.
Who only does 9 episodes in a fucking season? What the fuck is with that?
Yeah. Great point.
Bullshit.
Shit.
All right.
By the way, just every performance was incredible. Just loved it. I have to imagine, I don't know what goes into directing, but I have to imagine that Ben Stiller is a great director based on this.
Lots of episodes were directed by a woman who, how do you spell the name?
Something.
A-O...
It's like A-O-I-F-I.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that.
rather.
McCardle. I don't know how to say it though.
How do you spell it again? I'm
like
gonna...
A-O-I-F-E.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's a common Irish name pronunciation.
Is it Aoife?
Yeah, it's something Aoife. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, she directed a lot at the beginning of the season, it looks like. So she directed...
I think it was Ben Stiller at the
episodes
beginning,
1 through
her
3.
in the middle, Ben Stiller at the
Yeah.
end.
Yep.
She directed
That's
The
right.
Creamy Center.
She directed, I mean, they were all great. Just every episode was so great.
Every episode slapped.
Yep. Amazing.
I'm trying
stuff.
to think through if there's anything left on the table to ponder about. Or Milchek, really interested in learning more about like his whole fucking deal. Like,
God, shout out to that. What is that actor's name?
he was great.
Trammell Tillman.
Oh my
Shout out to
God.
perfecting the fucking sinister friendly grin.
Yeah.
Holy
My
shit.
I watched this video today about Severance, obviously, and they were saying that they thought maybe he would be like on their side next season because they bonded so much, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking
No
about?"
fucking way.
They absolutely did not.
If you see any good videos, please send them over.
Yeah, I will let you know. Oh, speaking of good videos, I definitely should have said this in upfront, but there is a great new video about Our Flag Means Death that came out today by Rowan Ellis, who we love. She has completely blue hair now, and I'm gonna send it in the chat. But Erin, don't watch it until you've watched the season, obviously.
Okay.
So, I think that's. I think that we've covered it pretty. I'm sure we missed things, but we do have to stop at some point. So.
It's true.
Cool. Well, let's do homework then. You know, we could have had people come back from
Well,
homework.
let's do homework then.
Nerd.
Ben,
That's what you sound like.
What's-
That's what you sound
Ben,
like.
what's your homework?
My homework is to watch Everything Ever All at Once in movie theaters near you.
Ben,
And my
I'm watching it tomorrow. I don't know what
other
to
homework
say.
is to watch Severance. My homework is for Erin to watch
Your
Everything Ever All at
hamwork?
Once.
Your hamwork?
Yeah, my homework is for Erin to watch Everything Ever All at Once. All at ham.
I'm gonna watch every ham everywhere, all that ham.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not really on Twitter anymore. Bye.
Wow.
That's it.
Our homework
That's it for me.
is you better not be listening to this if you haven't watched Severance already. But if you are, hopefully a lot of that just went over your head, and now you can just go watch it now and enjoy it on Apple TV Plus. There's a 7-day free trial if you don't want to pay for it. Just binge it.
Which you'll want to anyway.
Yeah. I'm on Twitter, Anthropology, Instagram, Anthropology, TikTok, Hannah and her cats. Erin, do you have any other homework?
My homework is to watch Severance on Apple
Yeah.
TV.
Severance. Watch it, you fucking
Watch it,
idiots.
fucking idiots. So good. Wait,
We're just asking for 9 hours of your time.
but hopefully you've already watched it. All
That
right.
was like that was the running joke in the Comedy Bang Bang episode that Adam Scott was in recently to promote Severance. They got me to watch it actually. He just like kept being like, I'm just asking for 9 hours of your time.
Was that Adam Scott that was on there?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's what I said,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here.
Yeah, it was Adam Scott that was on
Okay.
there. Did you say it
Please?
again? It was Mark Scout. Get it?
I didn't do my socials.
Oh, okay.
My innie has a podcast. It's called WayTooBroad Inside Edition. Check it out.
Wow. Okay. Please.
I prepared that joke in advance. Thank you.
Nice.
Okay. Please.
Love it.
Please save our podcast by calling our phone number or texting it at 774-326-0420.
Plays it.
Plays it.
Plays it.
We're on Twitter at TwoBroadPod. We're on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can email us at waytoobroad@gmail.com. If you missed any of that, you can go to waytoobroad.com or waytoobod.com or nameyourselfjame.com
Name yourself James Egan.
for anything you want. Erin, Ben.
Erin, get that to him.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I am right now. I've had.
Oh my God.
I've had just enough of my double fisting.
MaxFun.org for a cute dog on a boat. Check out Friends of the Chaos on Bandcamp, friendsofthechaos.bandcamp.com. You can get our whole song there that they wrote for us. And that's it. So, fuck, I forgot to light the podcast candle. We got to start over.
Fuck.
Is it Egan? How do you spell Egan?
E-A...
E-A-G-A-N.
That's right.
EAGEN.
A-N.
All right. Coming in at $12 a year.
Worth it.
That's a steal. That's a steal, especially when they pay us $1 million to All right.
All right.
That's $1 a month.
I'm gonna
baby.
review this
that's it.
purchase. Yeah, you can go to nameyourselfjamieagain.com.
Okay, cool. That's it. So the podcast candle, it was already extinguished, and it still is. Bye.
Bye-bye.
There's still a little twist.